calling all my footy fans from all around the globe. Straight out of NYC, this is The Line Breaker. Hey, what's up? Welcome to The Line Breaker. My name's Pano.
I'm Demetri, a.k.a. Juicy. Follow me on X at juicy_footy.
Nice plug there, I guess. Yeah, so we're back. We're back for another episode. By the way, follow me on follow me on,
This guy's stealing my vibe.
on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Pano_footy. Yeah. Where were we?
We're shooting an episode.
We are
Pause.
shooting an episode.
It's about the top 10. So top 10 biggest transfers so far of this summer transfer window.
We're gonna go by value, by the way, like how much the transfer costs.
So off the rip, honorable mention, free transfer. Kylian Mbappe won't be on this list, but big player.
Well, no, we could talk about him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying honorable mention. He's not on the list, but really he should be on the list, but he's not because it was a free.
We'll talk about him after.
Okay.
Honorable mention, Mason Greenwood. Anyway, as we were saying,
Wow.
as we were saying, so we're gonna be doing top transfers. I guess we could do top 10, but I'm just thinking we do like 10, and then we just kind of go with the flow. We see how the cookie crumbles. We might even do 12. 12? 12 looks good. You know what? Starting 11. No, 12th man. There we go. We'll do 12. we'll do 11. We'll do 11. What?
Okay.
But we'll do 11. Yeah. 12 is also the magic number of my boy Ruben Loftus-Cheek at Chelsea, at least.
Okay.
You know who else was number 12? I couldn't tell you.
This guy's just talking off the top of his head, and it's not making sense.
Anyway, should we just start?
Yeah, take us away. This is your episode.
Is it my episode? I thought it was your episode.
Nope.
You told me that you were taking the wheel.
It would have been my episode, but Barca hasn't made any moves, so I'm on the sidelines.
They haven't pulled any levers yet.
They don't have any levers to pull.
Palanca. Anyway, rounding out, number 1. So this comes with a caveat that we really haven't had like too many big transfers so far this summer. For reference, according to Transfermarkt at least, the highest value transfer so far has been Yoro at 62 million. That's what we're going to start with, but that's the highest transfer so far. So we've had bigger transfers last season and around this time when we did our episode last season.
For sure.
A little bit more value, but it's okay. We're going to see how it goes. So number 1, Yoro, moving from, well, of course, moving from Rennes. Yeah.
From Lille.
Oh, Lille. Oh, my gosh.
From Lille to Manchester United.
I don't know why I said Rennes. I have other people in mind. Anyway, moving from Lille to Manchester United. Fun fact about this transfer. Real Madrid were in for him heavy, and he only wanted Real Madrid. But Real Madrid didn't want to pay the money for him. They thought it was too much for an 18-year-old. He's 18. So Real Madrid did not want to or didn't have the money. I don't know. Maybe Perez is broke because he's paying Mbappe so much in wages. I don't really know. But Madrid were hoping to do this deal. Then news came out via David Ornstein that United had a bid accepted. But then everyone was kind of like, oh, calm, because he wants Real Madrid over anything. So people were still pretty confident that like Madrid would get a deal done, maybe at a lesser fee. Things have happened like this before. Rafinha to Barca, this is how this happened a couple of years ago, where Chelsea had a bid accepted, but he just wanted to go to Barca, so he wound up going to Barca for a lesser fee. But he wound up going to Manchester United. Now, this is just a rumor, but I think it has some legs. Some strong sources out there have stated that Yoro was threatened by Lille, that he would sit the entire season on the bench if he did not accept the Manchester United move. There's a rumor flying out there. I don't know. I mean, I could believe it. I would love to believe it. But no matter what, at the end of the day, he's at Manchester United. He's a Manchester United player. He's a very highly rated center back. Some people are saying that he's probably going to be the best crop of the best center back that France has produced in a long time. Comes very highly rated again. I mean, overall, just a high potential player. You know, the kind of player when you're playing FIFA career mode, he's got a high potential. Do you have any thoughts on him?
Well, like you said, the way you were hyping him up, one of the next French center backs up to coming up. You guys won't see him in action until November. He's hurt, out for 3 months. So there's that. There's a little downer right there.
I wasn't going to start with that. You went a little early.
There's a little downer there. I'm just letting the people know. But looking at his rankings for some of his statistics off of FotMob, he scored 2 goals, I believe, last season.
He played in 32 games, by the way, for a total of 2,673 minutes. So it's a good time. And overall, I mean, he's 18 years old and he was starting for Lille. No matter what, that's a big feat. You know, Lille's a good team. Yoro is a good player. And Lille obviously were competing for European places in the French Ligue 1. And he was basically the starting center back. He was the linchpin of that defense. So it's no small feat for you to be starting for Lille at that point. And it also must be said, like, he has a very, very, very big, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Presence?
Oh yeah, he's a big center back. He's tall, athletic. There's that too. But also what I was thinking more so along the lines of is he has a big reputation. For a young kid, he's a massive reputation. And mind you, he was a big part of a Lille defense that finished 4th in Ligue 1, qualified for the Champions League. So he actually would have been playing Champions League footy if he stayed at Lille.
Downgraded to Europa League.
Yep, he did. Overall, though, look, we can't ignore the fee, 62 million euros for an 18-year-old. That's a lot of money, right?
So it's a lot of money, but in today's market, I think it's justifiable with what you've seen other center backs go for in recent years. So I think it's a little gamble, but I think it's got to take these kinds of risks if you want to, be a top club. You can't let other top clubs come in and snatch up young players. You got to be willing to take risks at certain times.
I would say that this is a statement signing by Ineos, Manchester United, their ownership group. So, kudos to them. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see him for a few months. Very unfortunate, but this is why preseason friendlies could be, trouble. But hey, we're not going to get into that in this episode. That's for another episode. Yoro, dude. So, do we want to give a grade, or do we just want to say if yay or nay? Do we like the move? Do we not like the move? Well, how about we do that?
Yay or nay?
If we start giving A's, B's, all this stuff, I don't know.
The way you grade, I don't know.
What do you mean the way I grade?
But I'll say yay. I like it.
I'll go with yay too. I like it. I like the move. It's unfortunate that he got hurt, but that's nobody's fault. That's nobody's fault.
It happens. Unfortunate.
So, on that, we're going to move on. Weird transfer of the season for sure.
So far.
Yeah, so far. We have Moussa Diaby going from Aston Villa to Al Ittihad. Now, let me start this off with, I'm pretty sure that before his move, mind you, Aston Villa paid 55 million for his services from Aston Villa. From Bayer Leverkusen. And I'm pretty sure that Bayer Leverkusen had a bid accepted from a Saudi club. It might have even been Al Ittihad for him last season before he went to Villa. So it seems like Saudi have been really big on him for a while. And now he ends up at Saudi. He had one season in the PL, and he's already going back to Saudi. Isn't that a little weird to you? 6 goals, 8 assists in the PL. I mean, not great, but it wasn't terrible. And his FP ref looks pretty strong. A lot of bright green, 90th percentile stuff. He's moving to Saudi after one season.
Yeah, expected assists, pass accuracy's up there, chances created, successful crosses, cross accuracy. It's all pretty solid. Even successful dribbles and touches in the opposition box. So he definitely creates, and he's always a menace in the attacking third, always creating chances for himself, opening up the defense. And It is weird to see him make this move after 1 year in the Prem. He's only 25, I may add. So usually over the last couple of years, we've seen older players make the move to Saudi for the bag, like Neymar, Benzema, Ronaldo, and so on. But a guy basically in his prime making a move after 1 year in the Prem, where they just got a Champions League too, no?
They did.
They finished top 4, so that's a very interesting move. When
and he played a lot.
Yeah, you could be playing Champions League ball and you take the money and go to Saudi Arabia.
He played in all 38 matches in the Premier League.
Started 25 of them.
So obviously, he was a big part of the team that finished in the Champions League places. It's just weird. I don't know. I mean, Aston Villa fans might know a little bit more than I do, but overall, it seems like a strange move. Obviously, for Saudi, for Al Ittihad, it's a good move. You're getting a good, strong player in his prime. I don't know if he has any other ties to Saudi to justify this move or to whatever, but I mean, it's a bizarre move overall. I don't really know, but at the end of the day, he's at Al Ittihad. They paid 60 million euros from the second most expensive transfer so far, and we're recording this on August 1st, so we have exactly 1 month until the transfer window closes. So the best thing I can say about this move is, well, I guess it's yeah or nay, depending on who you ask. I mean, Aston Villa get a big cost amortization wise off their books because Aston Villa had a lot of PSR trouble and FFP trouble. That's why they were doing all these weird deals, and we're going to talk about some of those deals in a bit. So maybe that's why they got rid of him. But also Aston Villa lose a big part of their team that finished in the Champions League places, finished 4th in the Premier League last year, made it deep into the Conference League, although too bad they couldn't beat Greek Farmers. Am I right?
You are right.
But yeah, good move for Al Ittihad. I'll say yay, but for Moussa Diaby's relevance, nay. But I'm sure his bank account, yay. His bank account is probably yay. Okay, so up next, we're moving on. We have a very interesting move. Amadou Onana from Everton to Aston Villa for, according to this, 59 million euros. So just over 50 million pounds. Amadou Onana, I think, is a very good player.
Very, very solid player. I think Barca was linked to him the start of the window.
They were indeed.
But, financial issues. They couldn't really put out an official offer. It was just rumors. And, this kid's a baller. Very young.
I get why you say guy and then you change to kid because he looks like he's 30, but he's...
No, just gone off of his age.
Well, he's 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young. He's a young gun.
Young central midfielder.
He's huge, though.
Huge. He's up there in the duels won percentage. He won last season in the Prem. He won almost 66% of his duels, and then aerial duels. He won over 70% aerial duels, so he's in the top percentile on that. Just an absolute ball winner all over the field.
He's listed at 6'5", mind you. He's a center mid and he's 6'5".
He's an absolute unit in the middle of the field. Very disciplined for his age too. He doesn't commit that many fouls, recovers the ball a lot too. And he's actually a very interesting stat. He's actually one of the top players to win possession in the final third. So he covers a lot of ground. He's a ball winner, whether it be on the feet, in the air. He's all over the place. He's covering ground, and he's an absolute unit. And I think the Prem is good for him because it's a more physical league, and playing there last year, making the move now, going to be playing Champions League ball. I think he's gonna fit well for Aston Villa.
I think some Champions League footy was definitely due. Overall, obviously with him, he He's a good player. He's a part of this new generation of Belgian players. So he's Belgian. He came with a pretty high, a pretty high pedigree, reputation from Lille, which is where Everton bought him from. Everton paid £33 million for him. So I gotta do the FB ref, or no, I'm sorry, not the FB ref. I gotta do the transfer market. What do the transfer market list his fee at? They say he went to Everton for 39, almost 40 million euros. So they didn't even make that much money on him. Or no, they did. They made money, but like not a crazy. Like they didn't like flip him for double. But so he went to Everton on a big fee. So obviously he had a big reputation. I like him as a 6. He could play as an 8. He played more as a 6 for Sean Dyche, but he also played as an 8 sometimes. Like you said, covered a lot of ground. He moves. He can steal the ball. He's got long legs, so he's great in the middle of the field. He's 6'5", so he wins headers. Honestly, this was the kind of signing that I saw an Arsenal making. They were linked with him a lot, and you know Arteta loves his center backs all over the field. He just wants everyone 6'2" and up, just being demons. 6 center backs basically on the team. So this is a move that I was expecting from like an Arsenal. But I think Aston Villa have been big movers in the market. I think Aston Villa have had one of the best windows. Although I fear that by the time we put out this episode, there might be more concrete stuff coming out from the West Ham camp, because we know West Ham have making some big moves too. It looks like they're going to sign Nico Füllkrug, the Germany striker, and it also
Dortmund.
Did they just from Dortmund,
Mm-hmm.
and also Crescencio Somerville from Leeds. That move should be, here we go for that move for 25 million. So that wouldn't make our list anyway, but still big move. So yeah, Aston Villa are big movers so far in the market. They're making moves. Look, they have to reinforce, right? Going from Conference League to Champions League.
Tougher games. No, midweek games can be tired, so you need a deep squad and you need a talented
opponents.
squad. Yep.
They're not playing Greek farmers anymore.
Wow.
Anyway, I would say this is a yay for Aston Villa. I think this is big. I think that they're getting rid of Douglas Luiz, who we're going to talk about in a couple players in a couple. I'll say in like 5 or so minutes we'll be talking about Douglas Luiz. Yeah, they're replacing him with, in my opinion, an upgrade in Amadou Onana. So big yay for me. Up next, I want you to talk about a little bit. I want you to start off this move, but I also have a lot to say, because obviously, you know, this move is a big part of my summer.
Next on our list, number 4, Michael Olise going to Bayern Munich for 53 million from Crystal Palace. And let's just say Chelsea was heavily linked to him when he was still at Crystal Palace in the summer.
Heavily linked was an understatement.
And then I think prior to the Euros or during the Euros, Bayern came in and snatched him.
Mind you, he wasn't actually in the France Euro squad. He's with France in the Olympics. He didn't make the Euro squad because Didier Deschamps is a terrorist. Michael Olise, heavily linked with Chelsea. They actually had, basically, they wanted to activate his release clause last year that was set at like 35 or 40 million pounds. And something about his release clause being weird. Apparently, Chelsea didn't approach it the right way, so Crystal Palace threatened to sue or take legal action with the way that they approached it. Crystal Palace and this whole thing, it's very suspect. But basically, Michael Olise last summer wound up staying at Crystal Palace. He had another amazing season, and I'll talk about that season in a bit. We fast forward to this summer. Basically, we're getting, don't worry, Chelsea are going to get him. It's all good. He has a few other suitors, but Chelsea's ahead. Chelsea's confident, blah, blah, blah. Not even 40 minutes before David Ornstein hit the dagger with Bayern Munich, Fabrizio was saying, all things are all good on the Chelsea side. Chelsea fans stay calm. And then out of nowhere, Michael Olise decided to go to Bayern Munich. People say maybe it was wage demands. People say other things. To me, it seems like he just wanted to go to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are a better team right now. They're playing in the Champions League. They're juggernauts in Europe, and I'm sure that they offered him very good wages too. at the end of the day, he's a Bayern Munich player now. Great move for him, and he's an unbelievable talent. He's a right winger, but he could play as a 10. He likes to come inside. He's got great ball striking. He's got creativity. He's got an amazing shot. We've seen him score some banger free kicks. One that comes to mind is the one against Man U, where he kind of just hits a banger from like 40 yards out, and he just turns around and just kind of shrugs his shoulders. He's a very nonchalant guy, but he works hard. He's creative, and he scores goals. I mean, when you look at his FB ref, it's actually like it's a joke. Everything is 90th percentile. He's a joke. The players that he's compared to on FB ref are, well, Rafinha. That's the worst one. Bukayo Saka, Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, who he's going to link up with at Bayern. That's going to be crazy. Cole Palmer, Jude Bellingham, Eze, his teammate at Crystal Palace, former teammate, Phil Foden, Danny Olmo, and Bradley Barcola. Very good company. But again, if you look at Michael Olise's FB ref, it's actually insane. It's just bright green everywhere. He had 10 goals and 6 assists last season, but get this, he only played half the season. He played 19 games. Got 10 goals and 6 assists. That's crazy. That's crazy. He leaps and bounds, I think. He was probably the best attacker outside of the top 6. And you could argue that he was better than most of the top 6 attackers too. So Bayern Munich have got an absolute gem on their hands. 22 years of age. I can't say too many bad things about this deal. And I think Bayern got a steal. 53 million pounds. So what is that, like 45 million? I mean, 53 million euros. So that's like 45 million pounds. It's nothing. Peanuts. And now he gets to play in the Champions League, and he's going to ball out. So
might help Harry Kane win a trophy too.
He might help Harry Kane win a trophy, because it seems like all the other teams that did well in the Bundesliga this year just selling all their players. So might help Harry Kane win a trophy.
Can add some creativity up there, create some chances for himself. Harry Kane.
Bayern are big movers in the market too, by the way. We're going to be talking about them more. At least one more player. But speaking of big movers, we're going to move. I'm assuming we're going to say yay for Michael.
Yeah.
You're going to look forward to watching him in the Champions League, by the way. You're going to see how much of a baller he is. I know you haven't gotten as much of a look at him. He's a baller. He's filthy.
You're not going to have a good time looking at him in the Champions League?
I'm going to watch in Conference League.
Well, if you guys qualify, might lose to Slovan Bratislava.
Or Pafos FC is on the list too. Bro, imagine Pafos FC. Well, they have to beat someone. I don't know who they're playing. Are they any good?
Not really.
Did Apollon Limassol qualify?
No.
They didn't any Europe?
Nope.
So they tanked?
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame.
Be like that.
All right, well, next up, number 5 on the list, Douglas Luiz. From Aston Villa to Juventus.
51.5 million euro move.
Yeah.
What are your take on this, Captain?
I mean, I think it's a lot of money. I don't think he's that good. I think he's good. I don't think he's that good.
By the way,
51.5 million.
he moved from Aston Villa. They've been very active on both sides of the market this summer.
They have. Like I said, that they do have PSR issues, FFP issues. Look, Douglas Luiz, he's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. Obviously, again, he was a big part of Aston Villa qualifying for the Champions League. I'm not crazy about him. He went to Aston Villa for 16, almost 17 million euros. From City. He was in the City youth. He was in the City network. He played at Girona, City. Yeah. So, he's a defensive midfielder / 8. I think he's all right. Do you think he looks better in Italy? Probably. Very interesting. His market value on Transfermarkt. This is where we're getting all of our prices and everything, fees from Transfermarkt. Transfermarkt actually values him at 70 million euros, interestingly, but he went for 51.5. Now, this was an interesting deal. This Douglas Luiz deal was part of an unofficial player swap, basically, if that makes sense. So player swaps, how they work in like the NBA and stuff like that, aren't super practical. They're not super practical in football because of what we've spoken about before, like amortization, and all that, because it looks better for teams to receive money than to like not receive anything at all in the end. So basically, the deal was essentially Douglas Luiz being swapped for Samuel Illing Jr. and Enzo Barranquilla from Juve. This is a swap. But how it's actually going to look on the books is Juve pay 51.5 for Douglas Luiz, and then Aston Villa pay 17 million for Samuel Illing Jr., former Chelsea youth product, by the way. And Aston Villa pay 11 million for Barranquilla. So what? 11 million plus 17, we're at 28. So basically, it's almost like Juve paid 28 million. No. What am I trying to say here? Juve gave 2 players plus cash considerations for Douglas Luiz. Does that make sense? So they swapped 2 players plus 23 million for Douglas Luiz. But for each club to cook their books, because, you know, Juve obviously are not the best financial team either, they had to do this weird swap deal with a lot of things going around. So now for Juve, it looks like, oh, we just got however much money. And for Aston Villa, oh, it looks like, oh, we got all this money. So it works out for both parties like that. I know I went on a long tangent there. At the end of the day, Douglas Luiz is a Juve player. Do we think that this is a needle mover for Juventus?
I mean, going off of his stats in the Premier League last season, he was actually balling out.
You think so?
He was balling
Hey,
out.
maybe I'm just a hater because they took the last CL spot from Chelsea. I don't know.
Top percentile in goals, expected assists.
For his position.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
98% for goals.
Juve is back in the Champions League.
He's a ball winner too.
He is a ball winner.
He's a ball winner. He's got a ton of passing attributes, stats, I should say. But yeah, even the goals, he like contributes to goals too. I mean, I think he's a well-rounded individual, well-rounded player here that I think will be a solid player at Juventus. I think most people would agree he drops down in terms of competition via league from Prem to Serie A. So I think that helps him. It's a little slower of a game in Italy. And just the way he bowled out in the Prem last season, I think it would carry over very well for him in Serie A. So I could see this move being solid.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you swayed me a little bit, especially now with Juve back in Champions League. Or were they in Champions League last year? No, they weren't, right? I don't think they were. I think didn't they forego? Am I bugging?
They might have.
Why do I feel like they weren't in Europe last year? They were not. I knew they weren't. I knew it. They finished 7th, and they gave up Conference League. That's what it was. All right. So, you say yay. How about this? I'll say yay too. No, you know what? I'm gonna stick with what I think. I'm gonna go nay, just because I don't think. I don't know if this moves the needle for Juve. But hey, Juve does have Thiago Motta as their coach, Brazilian Italian manager. He played for Italy, but he's Brazilian. We know, yeah. He's a great manager. He comes high pedigree. He got Bologna into the Champions League. Little Bologna to the Champions League. So maybe he sees something in Douglas Luiz. He thinks he could get something out of him. So I'm still going to go nay. I don't like it. A lot of money.
Oh, so now you went back to nay. You can't make up your mind.
Nay. Number 6. The move that should have happened last summer. João Palhinha to Bayern Munich for 51 million euros. This move should have happened last summer. It was all but agreed. But Fulham wanted to play games, and they couldn't get some player. I forget who they couldn't sell. And he's probably the reason why Bayern Munich didn't win the Champions League last year. But hey.
Or the Bundesliga.
Because remember, I told you that I think Bayern will reinforce in January. They unfortunately did not. Their reinforcement was Eric Dyer. That tells you all you need to know. I think this is a huge floor raiser for Bayern Munich. I don't even think that João Palhinha is that good. Look, he's 29 years old. Obviously, he's a very good defensive midfielder. I don't think that he's good at too many other things. I think he's good at tackling. He's tall, obviously. I think he's a master of a few things that make him a very good defensive midfielder, and I think he's going to be much needed presence for this new look Vincent Kompany Bayern Munich. That seems to be raiding the Premier League all of a sudden. Forgot about Kompany. We forgot to mention him in the Olise when I was too busy just absolutely gassing up Olise. Forgot to mention his manager. But yeah, I think that this is a big move for Bayern Munich, especially with all the attacking players that they have. I think this adds some reinforcement to their midfield that they didn't have. They don't really have a true six. Pavlovic did a great job last year, the young German. Kimmich seems like he might be on his way out. And Goretzka, he's not really a defensive midfielder.
Would you like Limer?
Limer's decent, but, and he was good in the Euros, right? But it's not João Palhinha. So I think this is a big move for Bayern, especially in a summer where it seems like they're reinforcing while the other big clubs who finished high up, Stuttgart, for instance, have been raided. Stuttgart lost their starting striker, their Guirassy. They lost him to Dortmund for like peanuts. It was like 17 million euros. Dortmund is selling people. They're buying people, but they're selling. So overall, it looks like Bayern is just trying to take the Bundesliga back. What are you thinking?
I think bringing in another DM to go with the other DMs you would say on their squad fits well. I think it makes them much deeper. You could mix and match personnel depending on who you play. So last year in the Champions League when they got eliminated, you saw the combination of Lamer and Goretzka. So you do have size. And then I think, what was his name? Pavlovic? He came in as well, held his own. But now you're bringing in another player who's more experienced than Pavlovic and, another pretty big size DM there to just absolutely crush other teams' attack and head the other way. So I think it's a good move, and you add a lot of depth for a long season. You're not worn down in the middle of the field, which is very important.
Look, he's 6'3", he's durable. He played 33 games last year. He's not going to be like a big goal scorer. He scored 4 goals though. He did 1 assist in the Premier League. But he's durable. He is in the 99th percentile for tackles, 90th percentile for interceptions, 95th percentile for blocks. When you look at his defensive stats, he's an animal. You could argue that when you're on a bad team, your defensive stats are going to look good, but still, he basically tackles 1 again, 99th percentile. That's tackles in the defensive third, 99th percentile. Tackles in the middle third, 99th percentile. Tackles in the attacking third, 85th percentile. Dribblers tackled, 99th percentile. Dribblers challenged, 99th. Percentage of dribblers tackles, 97 percentile. So he's all action, and if you listen to what I said about the tackles, defensive middle, he was 99th percentile, and then he was 85th in the attacking third, which means that he moves. He moves everywhere. He's all action, durable. I love this move for Bayern. I think that this could be something that can really, bring them up. And look, Bayern are trying to bring in a lot of young attacking players in. They brought in Olise, who is a hard worker, but still you don't think about him for his defense. They have Musiala there, not exactly known for his defense, but again, he can move. They've been heavily linked to Desiree Doué of Rennes, who again is an attacking winger / attacking midfielder. Again, these are attacking players, and they've been heavily linked with Denny Olmo and Xavier Simons as well. Although Simons looks like he's going to stay at Leipzig now, and Danny almost heavily linked. Looks like he's going to go to Barca. They're looking in to bring attackers. So what I like about this move is they're bringing in a specialist defensive destroyer, sitting six, just a big lump in the middle to eat up whatever transitions they have to deal with. So that's why I really love this move. This is a big yay for me. I love this move for Bayern. So yay for you?
Not to say nay and agree with you on this one.
Yay or nay?
Yay.
Oh, I thought you said nay.
No.
Moving on. Your boy. I'm going to let you take that. I don't even want to speak for this one. I want to get like 2 words in for this.
Who is it?
What do you mean? The list is right in front of you.
No, it's not. Who is it?
No.
Who is it?
Okay, this is going to be my first word on it. My first word is going to be this, and then the other one is going to be yay or nay. I'm going to let you talk. Endrick
for 47.5 million euros.
Technically, this deal was agreed a while ago, but it counts.
Yeah, it counts. But where should I get started? For those of you that haven't been following me on Twitter, I'm just going to let you know that I've had the Madrid dogs barking up my tree for the past couple of weeks. This guy stunk it up at Copa America, stunk it up at Madrid's last friendly. This guy is a bona fide bum. It's as simple as it is. All this hype, next gen, Pele, all this. He was beating up players in the Brazilian league. Like, give me a break. This guy stinks. And I know the Madrid system. Oh, if you don't get playing time early, it's okay. Just stick it out and we'll get you in. You will develop you. Same thing. He's going to be riding the bench the whole season. Don't expect too much from him.
Like Vitor Roque, right?
It's a whole different story. But I'm going to help him pack his bags.
Go to Saudi. He's going to have to learn Arabic, buddy.
But anyway, Endrick. This guy's, I've seen clips from the Madrid training sessions. Rudiger's tossing him around. Like, it's unbelievable. You would think this guy had, like, all this, like, muscle on him, short, stocky, like, a lot of pace. He's getting tossed around by these big center backs. He's become a meme already with Brazil, about to get subbed on. I don't know why his mouth's open, looking up to the heavens like that. I don't know. But this guy, he is a bust. I don't care what people tell me. I don't care about all the hype. My eyes aren't lying to me. This is a waste of almost 50 million euros, in my opinion. So this is obviously going to be a nay for me. And if the Madrid fans hear this podcast, they can come at me on Twitter again and keep barking, because he's a bona fide bum.
And if you want to come at him on Twitter, just remember to follow him at juicy_footy at Twitter, formerly known as X. Your discretion is advised.
Yeah, he's awful. Absolutely awful. Like, okay, like same thing as last year. A lot of hype. Rode the bench most of the year. Arda Güler showed out at the Euros. I'm not gonna lie. He showed out at the Euros. Probably gonna see more playing time this season. But this dude Endrick, I don't know what he does on the field.
Does he start for Real Madrid? Do you think?
Who?
Endrick.
What?
I'm asking.
No.
I'm not insinuating. I'm asking you.
You need to ask that. I think he would have told you himself he wasn't starting. He is awful. I think he knows he's awful.
Also, Transfer Market, they list this deal at 47.5 million, but I know that's not true. I'm pretty sure total package it's 60 million, or a little bit over that, because I know for a fact that he was the record for a transfer from Brazil, and it was only just barely broken by Esteval to Chelsea. Oh, this is transfer count? Should we count that? Wait. Esteval should count for this summer, no?
Off the transfer market list, he's not on it.
Yeah, because it's an agreed deal. That's a little...
It's an honorable mention.
Yeah, we could do an honorable mention, I guess. I don't want to talk too much about him, but yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I got you right now with Endrick. I got you. Because I know it was more than 47.5. I got you with the fee.
Yeah, Madrid got rinsed. I don't know what they bought, but this guy's he's a bum.
Yeah, I knew it was more. 60 million fixed plus 12 million in taxes. What? Oh. 35 plus 25. It's 60 million. 30. It looks like maybe it's 35 plus 25. Okay. So he actually should be higher up on this list. He should be top transfer. I probably should have proofread this, right? He really should be third on this list.
It is what it is. Doesn't
Total
change the fact that
package.
he's a bum.
Oh no, but I guess at the same time though, it's technically 35 plus add-ons. Okay, so he's fine here. He's fine. Oh, I think that's what they did. Because 35 plus 25, and they were just kind of like, okay, we'll give half the add-ons. That's where they got 47.5 from. All right, I'm going to keep that. But total package, 60 million. But according to you, the way that he's going to play, they're not going to make it to 60 million with the performance-related add-ons. I'm not moved by him either, I'm not going to lie. I still have a feeling he'll be good just because, like, Madrid aura. I don't know. They do something.
He's not gonna be that super sub guy either. I don't care what.
I don't like that he's small.
He has negative aura. Where's he gonna play when he comes in? Who's he gonna come in for? What difference is he gonna make from all the other players? I feel like they all have like a similar profile.
So look,
I feel like the players in front of him up top all have a bigger frame and are pacey, and he's pacey and
stocky.
Yeah, but he's getting thrown around.
Make no mistake,
he's getting thrown around.
He's very highly rated in Brazil. He was basically before Esteval. He was rated as like the top talent in Brazil. But like he's 18 and he's 5'8". That's what he's listed at. He's probably not going to grow much more, if at all. He's got a stocky build that should help him, but a 5'8" striker? I don't know. I feel like his future has to be on the wings at that point. I feel like he's not a 5'8" striker.
It's not gonna work.
How many short strikers like that? Like really, like look, another short striker who basically has accepted he's not really a striker, Julian Alvarez. He struggled being the out and out striker. He's still been good, but he played most of the season as an 8. In a weird Pep system. I'm trying to think of short strikers. Aguero wasn't tall, but I'm pretty sure
he was 5'8". But that's the only guy that comes to mind.
And Tevez? I'm talking about in the Premier League, right? In the big leagues. I guess I don't want to count like Italy. We're not going to count Messi, right? No.
But like, yeah, Endrick doesn't have the same qualities as Aguero.
David Villa was 5'10", 5'11". Who else?
Bro, and
I can't think of anyone.
Endrick gets thrown around.
He's 18. Look, he can get better and he could grow and grow muscle. I don't think he's going to grow in terms of height.
How much bigger in muscle is he going to get?
Do you want a 5'8" guy leading your line? In an era where it seems like the strikers are only getting bigger. We're in this crazy era of like these superhuman RoboCop strikers where everyone's like 6'2" and up. They're tall, they're fast. You know, the Darwin Nunez, the Benjamin Sesko, the Holland. You know, these mega strikers that can do everything. Victor Osimhen.
Scamacca.
Okay, yeah, to a lesser degree. Scamacca's like the clown amongst the guys
he's
who
a big frame.
There.
Oh,
yeah, but anyway.
We didn't say we had standards here. We just said big body strikers.
Maybe you don't have standards. I don't know how it's practical for a 5'8" striker to lead the line. I could be proven wrong. Again,
you won't be. Not in this case.
Obviously, he seems very talented. He scored 18 goals in the league in Brazil. So you're not a bum, obviously.
He's a bum.
You have, I know you think he's a bum, but like you're not a bum per se. I don't know, man. I don't see him being a striker. And then if he plays on the right, what's that? You got Mbappe, striker, left wing. Vinny. So Rodrigo is what? Sold?
Valverde probably fills in that right wing, no?
Valverde, but he's a center mid though, really.
But he plays right wing and then
he
dips in.
He plays right wing though to make the team more balanced, really.
Could be the case again this season.
Look, I think this could be a yay for me if he plays right wing, but right now it's nay for me. And I know I'm gonna get cooked by the Brazilians because like this is their next big thing. I
does not matter.
He's young. He's 18.
Woof, woof. That's all I hear on Twitter. Does not matter. Their opinions don't mean nothing.
We're cooking an 18-year-old right now. He's making money. What are we doing?
We're making money too. It's not as much.
The talent is there. Who is he? Oh, he's not exactly compared to very good people on FBref. Okay. Should we leave it at that? Nay?
Nay.
Thought
it was
like
clear.
a horsey. All right, number 8, another weird move. I don't even know where this came from. Max Kilman. It's listed at 47.5 million euros from Wolverhampton Wanderers to Aston Villa. Strangely enough, Transfer Market says that he has Ukrainian dual citizenship. I don't even know where that came from. I have a cool little story about Max Kilman. He's actually a futsal player. So he started as a futsal player. That's where he got most of his youth experience. And then he was playing non-league. He was playing non-league like in the lower divisions and stuff. And then he was scouted by Wolves. And then, so he's a 6'4" center back. He's got good feet. He's 27 though. He's my age. He's 27. Young, nice and young, right?
I don't know about all that.
Young, not quite in his prime yet. Lots of years left.
Guys are both past it.
Very interesting come up. Center back with good, obviously he's a good ball playing center back. West Ham are making moves here. This is just the weird one. I don't hate the move. To me, Max Kilman doesn't scream. Yeah, look. 40 million pounds for this player to West Ham. It doesn't scream like a move that like makes like a ton of sense, but obviously West Ham aren't very happy with Aguerd, the Moroccan, and Mavropanos, the Greek, as their center backs, or Kurt Zuma as their center back. Maybe Zuma's out. I don't know.
You think he's gonna fit in well though?
Honestly, I think he will. He's a good solid center back. I just think it's a lot of money. I don't think he's worth 45 million or 40 million. Like he's a good ball playing center back. But other than that, I don't know. It just screams a weird move.
It's weird, and I think it's just one of those signings where West Ham are hoping that it turns out well. I mean, looking here, it's dispossessed a ton last season. As a center back, you shouldn't be getting dispossessed. Bottom 10% basically among center backs being dispossessed.
Lopetegui, he sees something in him, right?
But listen, he doesn't win that many tackles either. His tackle win percentage was 44%, bottom 10% again. He gets dribbled past a lot. I don't really know. I don't really know. I think they're just trying to have a little short-term fix, kind of hoping that he pans out well. But I'm not sold on this one.
Not a lot of clubs linked him. I think there was like a loose Chelsea link,
and that was for a reason.
Yeah, it was a weird move. Julian Lopetegui, he has an interesting, team to take over now. It's gonna be his first season at West Ham. Very interesting move overall. I mean, at this price for the player, Chelsea want like 30 million for Trevoh Chalobah, and I think Trevoh Chalobah is probably a better player than this guy. And he has Champions League experience, a lot of Premier League experience, and he's 25 or 24. One of those ages. Trevoh Chalobah, is he 25 or 24? Let's see. I got you right now. He's 25. So, I don't know. He's 6'4" also. You want a ball-playing center back who's tall?
Listen, I guess the only good thing I could say about him, last year he played in every Premier League game and started in every game. So
Durable.
But then again, getting dispossessed a ton. So it's going to be a little frustrating watching him, having your center back being dispossessed and not being able to win too many tackles. So.
And on that note, we're going to agree, nay. Moving on. Your man crush Monday.
All right.
Ricardo Calafiori coming in at number 9.
So, your favorite team in London?
Tottenham?
No. We know your favorite team in London. You're a closet Arsenal fan.
No. Untrue. I don't know where you get these stats from. It's a whole lot of cap. 45 million euros, but I know for a fact it's 42 million transfer fee. So it's got to be more. It's got to be in line with Kilman. Where's Transfer Market getting these numbers from?
I don't know, but this guy's an absolute baller. This is a big move for Arsenal. And like you said, they're adding to the center backs to put all over the field.
Yeah. They're going to have like 6 center backs now.
He's
going to play left back.
I think he is. I think Zinchenko
Your boy Zinchenko's donezo
he's
now.
Not my boy, but I don't think he was liked by too many Arsenal fans.
And they had Yoro too,
and,
who they were trying to get rid of, the Polish guy. He's going to start as a left back now. He's left back who's very silky on the ball. He can dribble. He can pass, obviously. He was great for Italy in the Euros, but he was more of a center back in the Euros.
You don't see him possibly pairing up with Saliba and Gabriel going off to the left?
Yeah. No.
You think it's Gabriel, Saliba in the middle? And
yeah, I think they're going to keep it
left?
for continuity. I don't necessarily think Gabriel is the best center back, but it seems like he has a great partnership. They had one of the best defenses in Europe last year. So Arteta's probably not going to want to mess with that. So probably just going to keep that partnership, have Calafiore as the left back. He can invert. He can go into midfield. He can play as a left center back. He can dribble. He's very silky with his left foot on the ball. He's very handsome.
That has nothing to do with ball playing.
But yeah, that's that. Good move for Arsenal.
Do you think with this move they contend for the Premier League?
No.
No. Why'd you say it like that?
Another left back?
It's an improvement.
They need an attacker.
It's still time. But they upgraded at the left back spot, I would say. How much did they lose the Premier League season last year? By 2 points?
Yeah, and it was probably because they were
maybe
sticking Kai Havertz up top.
Zinchenko flaw.
Well, it wasn't just Zinchenko playing.
Or Tomiyasu, no?
Sometimes him. Sometimes Kiwior, who they weren't sold on. Tomiyasu has health problems all the time. He's always hurt. I think this improves their defense. But yeah, when you have 6 center backs behind the ball, yeah, of course. Arsenal fans, they used to love to gaslight Chelsea fans. Back in the day, I'm saying, Chelsea, they play defensive, they play counterattacking, blah, blah, blah. Well, we won titles, all right? And at the end of the day, I don't think any Chelsea team ever had 6 center backs on their team. And yes, I'm going to count Declan Rice as the 6th center back because that's basically what he is. Because we saw in the Euros that he definitely ain't a 6, he definitely ain't an 8. So, yeah, 6 center backs. So I'm not going to let these Arsenal fans gaslight me. This is haram ball. This is terrorism. Arteta is on a no-fly list from here on out. There's 6 center backs behind the ball. This is terrorism. This is not the footy I grew up to love. He's going to want a whole team of center. Well, he has Kai Havertz up top, so yeah, he basically has a center back up top too.
Wow.
But I like the move, though. It's a good move. They didn't get a bad player. Calafiore's a stud, aesthetically speaking, and also as a player.
And they stole him from Juventus.
Juventus was heavily linked to him. Chelsea a little bit, but I think it wasn't as serious, the movement as Juve and as Arsenal. I think he's going to be a very good signing for Arsenal. I think he's going to work out, but to answer your question, do I think this is what pushes them to the Premier League title? No, I think if they could steal Nico Williams from Barca, I think maybe that could help them win the Premier League, though. Oh, and Mikel Merino seems like it's going to happen soon. That could be a needle mover because that's a higher up the field. He scores goals. He's an 8. He's a 6. He could play everywhere. He's a nice little floor raiser for them. I think once that move is official, I think maybe we could start talking about Premier League titles. But that's not a conversation I want to have. Oh, my God. I'm getting chills down my spine thinking about that. We don't hide our agendas here at The Line Breaker. But I'm always fair. I don't hide my agenda.
I don't know about always.
I'm always fair though.
A little biased.
I was right about Arsenal last year too.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I think you had Man U finishing second. I think.
All right.
Yeah,
that was a lapse of judgment.
Yeah, a little bias.
Okay, but you thought Arsenal was going to win the league. Oh,
I wasn't that far off.
R9.
I wasn't that far off.
No, they want to sell R9.
Wasn't that far off.
That's Gabriel Jesus. That's who was calling R9. This turned into a long episode, by the way.
I know. We're down to number 10 now.
We're almost at an hour. Maybe we could zip through the honorable mentions a little quicker.
Number 10. You like this guy.
Number 10, Ian Maatsen. My short king.
Ian Maatsen, number 10.
He's like a 5'5" left back. 44.5 million. This was also part of a creative PSR deal where Chelsea gets 37.5 million pounds, and Chelsea pays 19 million pounds for a 18-year-old academy player.
A lot of sus deals. Chelsea,
Aston Villa. What do you mean?
No, Chelsea.
No, what do you mean?
Too.
This
Chelsea
is Aston Villa's second PSR deal. What other deal?
We know about the deals last season.
What's sus deals?
We won't get into it because this might take up an hour itself.
Oh,
running through the Chelsea deals.
We're gonna start doing this.
But yeah, another player involved in Aston Villa's transfer window this year.
Ian Maatsen, good left back. He had a great Champions League finalist. How could we forget? He was part of Dortmund's huge surge towards the Champions League final. He's an attacking left back. He's not going to give you much defensively. He's short. He's very slight in frame, but he's a fantastic attacking left back. He can invert. He in the academy, he played left back. He played center mid. He played attacking mid. In the first half of the season, when he was actually still at Chelsea, he was playing right wing, attacking mid, left wing. Poch didn't want to play him left back because Poch is scared of short defenders. But also, like, for the Chelsea team, I think it's the right move. 22 years old, Dutch. He should have played more, I think, in the Euros. He was actually called up last minute to the Netherlands squad due to an injury. He canceled his vacation. I think he was in Greece, and he never played a minute.
With his super hot girl. I don't know if it was his girlfriend. I don't know if it was his girlfriend, but it was a girl.
Okay.
Just wanted to add that. I saw the Instagram clips. Feel bad for the guy. You get called up on vacation.
And he doesn't even play a minute.
Yep.
Was it Koeman? That's their coach, Ronald Koeman?
Yep. Yeah.
Barca terrorist.
Yeah,
that's your boy.
He was one of the worst coaches at the tournament.
That's your boy. Barca legend, though. Definitely not for his managing skills. But yeah, I like the move for Aston Villa. Again, I mean, they're in the Champions League. They got a Champions League finalist. There you go. I think he's going to be good. I still, defensively speaking,
a little question mark, but he does add the attacking ability coming up.
I like him
joining the attack.
I like him a lot.
It's very interesting, something different, you know?
I like him a lot. So I like this move for Aston Villa. I think this is a needle mover, a good attacking left back. They had Luca Digne. They had what's the Spanish guy's name? What is the Spanish guy's name that they had on their team? Aston Villa. I'm gonna get you right now, quickly. But overall, yeah. I mean, look, Luca Digne has not been consistent for them, so there's that. So I think Maatsen.
I think we're gonna see a lot of overloads on the left and
Alex Moreno. That's who it was.
Okay, but we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of overloads on the left and him coming up, joining the attack, and overlapping.
He can do anything you want, basically. His big thing is that he's just small. You can't help that. So that's why I don't mind Chelsea selling him. I don't mind him being on the Chelsea team because I think the Chelsea team lacks height, so I think they need some big beasts. He's not one of them, so that's why I'm not super upset. But again, academy player, good player. He had great loans, and I'm happy for him. So good move. Yay for me.
I'm going to say yay to this one. I'm going to agree with you. That's a good fit.
This rounds out our top 10, but we're gonna go to 11. I know I said 12. We could talk about 12, I guess, because Archie Gray I like too, but I just gave it away. Number 11, Joshua Zirkzee. That number isn't right either. 42.5 million euros. I know it was more than that. Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United from Bologna. Very important to note about Joshua Zirkzee. He was at a very good Bologna team last year. 6'4", striker, forward, but he's not really a striker, that kind of thing. He's from the Bayern Munich academy, kind of. He's Dutch, started in Feyenoord, and and Otto Den Haag, but Bayern is really where he had his come up. He was bought as a youngster, as a teenager, so you could say he's a Bayern academy product. Went to Bologna. He was a stud. He had 13. How many goals did he have? He had 12 goals last year in Serie A. 11 goals in Serie A. He was part of a very good Thiago Motta team, and he was a hot summer product that a lot of people wanted to get. And he got his move. He got his move to big Manchester United, who already have a striker that they paid $75 million for.
Yeah, and just to add, he's got a huge frame. I know we were talking about strikers with a huge frame before. I don't know if we mentioned Xerxes, but yeah, he's going to a team that spent a ton on a striker that really wasn't too great, especially if you don't include Champions League fixtures, which Man U didn't do too well in last season. But it's gonna be very interesting. You think they're both on the field at the same time, or just one at a time? How do you think it's gonna work?
I've spoken to some Man U friends about this, and nobody really knows. I think you kind of have to play him with Højlund. You kind of have to play him together. I can't see them benching Højlund, and this guy's not really a striker. So do you play Xerxes as a free 10? But then where does Bruno play? Do you play Bruno as in a 6 with someone else? It's interesting. He probably has to play a free role. They can't stick him out wide because what are they going to bench Rashford and Garnacho? Unlikely.
I think it's a 4-4-2, but he has the freedom of rolling around.
Maybe you're a 4-2-3-1, you can say, where he's the number 10, two sixes, and Bruno is as a 6. I don't know if you really want Bruno as one of the 6s, but hey, you go off, I guess. You do whatever you want to do. It's Ten Hag's issue. I like the move for the fee, $42.5 million, so £33 million. It's pretty cheap in today's market for a 23-year-old center forward who just had a pretty good season. I like the move. I like the move for Man U. I don't think it's a needle mover because, again, you know what? I think it's a floor raiser. He's probably better than their worst player on their bench, for sure. So I think that raises the floor. If he plays, I think he can make an impact. But
I think this move just brings in more questions and answers, and gonna have to see how Ten Hag puts out the 11 when the season starts. I know he's dealing with a couple of injuries, but it's gonna be interesting how he lines up and if he answers our question of whether they're both Højlund and Xerxes will be on the field at the same time, or who he's going to choose over who. It's going to be very, very interesting in how they line up to start the season.
100%. I'm gonna go yay.
I'm going to go nay.
All right,
because I think it's too many questions rather than answers.
I respect that. So this is what we're going to do. I think starting 11, we're only going to go to 11. We're going to do some quick honorable mentions. I'm going to quickly just mention Archie Gray going for 41 million euros to Tottenham. You guys are going to know about Archie Gray in the future. He's 18 years old. He's from the Leeds United Academy. He's a stud. He's an all-action center mid. He can play anywhere you want him to. He was even playing left back and right back sometimes. For Leeds realistically probably should have been promoted last season, but they weren't. So, now he gets to play with Tottenham in the Europa League and in the Premier League. He's a stud. He's tall. He's quick. He's got great footwork. Archie Gray, definitely remember this name. I hope he doesn't do well for Tottenham for obvious reasons, but I gotta respect, good talents. 6'2", center mid, can play right back, like I said. He's already featuring for the England U21s, so overall, big fan of this signing. I mean, some people are reporting the fee to be even £40 million, so that's even more expensive than being reported. But yeah, overall, that's one of my honorable mentions. You probably don't know too much about that deal, and that's okay. A deal that I do know that you know about is obviously Kylian Mbappe. Free transfer. That's not so free. We've spoken about this already. Do we both say yay for Kylian Mbappe?
So I think it's a 50-50. I think obviously the player, the talent is there. In that sense, it's a yay. But I feel like, again, it gives us questions that need answers. You know, where does he play? Is he playing as a false nine striker? Is going to be bashing heads with the personality of Vinny? Does he come into the team that's basically been notorious winners and like has this different vibe? His huge ego gets in the way. Who knows? So I feel like in terms of player personalities, it's going to be a nay until we see the first few games of the season. But just looking at it on paper and looking at the talent and what he can add to the Madrid team and what he brings up top, the type of player he is and how dangerous he is, I think it's a yay in that sense. But I'm slightly torn on it a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. I mean, we've spoken about this again because we've spoken about we've gone over this. Not sure exactly where he's gonna play, all that. I'm gonna say yay, but again, I know this is a free transfer, but this isn't really a free transfer. And realistically speaking, this transfer is probably the most expensive transfer on this list. If we were to actually go by wages and everything, he's easily the most expensive transfer on this list, so he probably should be number one. I'm gonna go yay. Honorable mention. I'm going to go with Estevao Willian to Chelsea. It's a little over £62 million is what it could rise to, but the base fee is £38 million. So £38 million plus 24 in add-ons is what the deal is. So this could become the most expensive. Oh, no, this is by a few million pounds, the most expensive Brazilian transfer of all time, directly from Brazil. I mean, look, he's 17. He has a year until he gets to Chelsea. That's why this move technically wasn't counted on transfer market, and why someone like Endrick did. Well, actually, Endrick was sealed in the winter, I think, or last year. Yeah, it was last year. It was last year, wasn't it? It might have been. Either way, it didn't go through until now. But Endrick now is able to actually go to Madrid because he's 18. So basically, South Americans can't move to Europe until they're 18. I think it's the same thing with like any other country, to be honest, going to Europe. So Estevao, he's also touted like Endrick as being a top talent in Brazil. But again, at 17 years old, he's still got a lot of things to work on. He's more of a right winger than he is a striker like Endrick. Big move for Chelsea, but again, Chelsea have made a lot of big moves. So this is one
tons of them.
This is one that I'm going to remain calm on because there's still a lot left for this kid's development. And yeah, we'll see from there. But obviously, it's exciting when you get a top-rated Brazilian talent, but still a lot of time for this one. That's my honorable mention. Big fee, of course, could rise to £62 million. So yeah. Any other honorable mentions? Pre-agreements? Vitor Roque going to Saudi?
That would be an A. I would give a grade for
You
that. That would be an A. I would pack his bags.
Potentially, how about this? I'll go through some quick rumors before we let you guys go. Danny Olmo, Nico Williams potentially to Barca, although Nico Williams looks less likely so now.
Nico Williams is more of a priority for Barca. Olmo would be a bonus if you added Nico Williams and a pivot /6. So not sold on just Olmo.
Mikel Merino, very likely within the next few days, will be here we go from Fabrizio Romano.
To Arsenal,
and that'll be official soon.
It's a good move.
About £40 million, I believe the fee is. Good fee for, again, a versatile 6'8", can even play center back sometimes. He was obviously the star of the Euros. He scored the game-winning goal, right? No. I'm bugging. Yeah, he did.
No.
Was that the semis then? Yes.
He scored. No.
Yeah.
Semis. No, almost scored in the semis.
When did
he
Marino
scored the
score?
header in the 119th minute against Germany?
That's what it was.
Knocked the host nations out.
That's what it was. Yeah, so good move there for Arsenal. I said Crescencio Somerville, the Dutch winger from Leeds, is going to be. He scored like 20-something goals in the Championship, the second division of England. Last year for Leeds, he's going to be moving to West Ham. That deal is going to be closed very soon. And Nico Füllkrug from Dortmund looks like he's going to be going to West Ham as well. So a lot of deals that are still to happen. Of course, this is the product of silly season of the transfer market, is that things are always going on. So yeah, we're going to have plenty more for you. But on that note, I'm going to close things out because this was over an hour episode. This is one of our longest episodes in a while. So yeah, on that note, and also remember, follow us, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on X/Twitter, Pano_footy, Juicy_footy. Follow us. We're trying to get monetized here. That's what we're trying to do. It would be nice, right?
Mm-hmm. Be really nice.
So yeah, Demetri's trying to be like United Trade.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, follow us, keep downloading our episodes. We really appreciate you guys, and keep interacting with us on the socials. Other than that, my name is Pano. I'm
Demetri, aka Juicy.
Oh, and you can follow us at _linebreaker on Twitter as well. We need more followers on that. I gotta get better with that. And we're out of here.